Hello everyone. I want to say welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my first digital product sale, which is crazy because this is my third time actually trying to sell digital products. And so, you know how they say third time is the charm. So that actually is true for me for this side hustle adventure, if you want to call it. So I actually talked more about this in my last video about side hustles that have flopped for me. But a short synopsis of that is that I tried to sell in 2020 when I started learning more about side hustles, because I feel like everyone was during 2020 for reasons we know. But so I basically was like learning more about side hustles and everything. And I tried to sell mugs, which I'm considering them a digital product because they were a print on demand product, which I know is technically not a digital product, but on my side as the seller, it is a digital product. So I'm just going to keep calling it that. But the second thing that I tried to sell, and I had like some basic mug, like very basic mugs, and I didn't really do a whole lot of research. Then I tried to sell resume templates, and that I did have some like research behind it. I used Marmalade to like try to figure out what was a good niche to go into for these digital products, and those were a fully 100% digital product. Made like 25 of them, never sold any. So, and the resumes were in like 2021. So, fast forward to 2025, I start into this banner painting craze that I started seeing on TikTok and like everywhere, and Instagram, and just like all over the place, which apparently has been a thing for a while, but I'd never even heard of it. And as a creative, I thought that was crazy that I didn't even know anything about this creative / party side hustle. So I dove into the banner painting world and I joined a Facebook group. Plug for Facebook groups again, but I joined the Banner Babes support group by like Alyssa Nolan is the admin for that. And when I joined that, I realized so many people need help with mockups, and there's like so many people asking for help, like, oh, which some of them are like, which I don't want to invalidate anyone asking for mockups because it's totally fine if you don't have time, whatever, you're not tech savvy, whatever. But like, and some of them are truly like, oh, I don't know that much about like the Harry Potter series. Like, can someone help me with a mock-up? Which that would be me as well, because like I don't know that much about Harry Potter stuff. So I would have to like ask my boyfriend to do some more research to actually make a mock-up of Harry Potter. But some people are genuinely like, I'm not good with Canva. I don't have Pro. Like all these things about making the mock-up that just made it so much harder for them. And so there are people asking for these mock-ups, and I have always wanted to be a digital product girly, basically, because that's just a dream. You see these videos, even here on YouTube, you see videos of people that are like, I made $10,000 last week in digital product sales selling wedding invitations or whatever. And it's like other people living my dream, basically. And so I've always wanted to do something like that, but it just never seemed like it was in the cards. I tried it those 2 other times and I was like, you know what? It's not for me. I'll do something else. I'll do furniture flipping. I'll do whatever other random side hustles I can think of. And so when I saw this need in the banner painting community, I was like, hey, maybe this is my time to shine. And I do have a lot of experience with Canva like already, plus already having the knowledge of how the digital products work on Etsy. Like you have to basically create a PDF, and then the PDF is what people get as the automatic download, because you can't send them a link as the automatic download. So they get a PDF, you have to like embed a link in that PDF, and then that's how they get your template. So I already like knew that process because I did it literally so many times when I was making those resume templates. And so when I kind of started thinking about this side hustle, I was like, I already have, this is like really just aligning for me because I already have this knowledge. I already know how to use Canva, and I'm not like amazing at Canva, but I've used it for pretty much every job that I've had for the last, I don't even know, like 9 years or whatever. And so I felt like I could really do it. And now, since I've made my first sale, which I'll talk about in a second, I like just last night at the gym got a sale. Later that night, got a sale. Just getting the emails that come up on my phone. I was at my friend's wedding over the weekend and got a digital product sale. And those are for a small, like one that's only like a $4 sale. But still, I've made way more. I mean, it took me maybe an hour from actual like creating that, like creating the mock-up, making all the like creating the template link, putting that in the PDF, uploading, making the listing photos, like all of that maybe took me an hour. And it should take me less time now because I've done a couple more of them. But I've already sold like, I don't even know, I think like 8 or 9 of those now, those $4 things. And so it's just great. And now I am officially a digital product girl. And that just feels so good. So when I started officially deciding that I was going to do this, I didn't buy any tools or any like plugins for the computer or anything to show me on Etsy like how things work or anything like that. Not how things work, but like how products are selling in that niche. So I didn't buy any of those. And which sometimes I've said this before, but sometimes I'll be a person that just buys them for like 1 month and then uses them to do a bunch of research and then gets rid of them. Because a lot of times they're like $40 or more. I'm like, well, I don't want to spend $40 every month if I'm only really doing like a bulk amount of research for like a couple days and then I'm not using that tool again for like a while. So I was like, I can just get it when I like want it, and that works better for me. But for this one, I felt like I saw this need. I basically just did old-fashioned research on Etsy. I went in, I searched just like banner templates, and there's not a lot of competition right now. It's getting like heavier on competition, but still not nearly as crazy as like resumes have like 10,000 like search results. And wedding invitations is also like crazy, which you can still get into, I believe, any of these niches with having the right like entry and the right marketing and things like that. But this niche, I felt like didn't even need marketing because there's so little, because there's multiple pages of search results, but only the first 2 or 3 pages are actually what I was looking for. And the rest are like banners for like your Etsy page or banners for like other types of social, like a Facebook banner, like those type of banner templates, which is not what we were looking for. We're looking for painted banner templates. And so I felt like this is a good niche. And then I looked at some of the sellers that were already making sales on these type of things. And I came across a few where some people have their sales like hidden and you can't click on them to see what they've actually sold. But if you dig deeper and just keep looking for sellers that have that option so you can click on their actual sales, then a lot of sellers that haven't sold like a ton of stuff, you can see what they've sold. And so mine is like that. You can see exactly what I've sold. You can just click on it on my shop page and you can go through that and just use that as your search like technique. And so sometimes this takes time, but I honestly love this part. I love being nosy and looking at other people's things and just seeing what are they doing that works and like what are they selling that they haven't sold any of, what are they selling that they've sold a bunch of or whatever. And so I just like love looking at that type of stuff because I think it's so, even if I wasn't selling digital products, like I'm just nosy and I think it's interesting to see what people are selling and what they're making money off of. So I actually had saw one seller who was selling 4th of July banner templates, which I didn't even think that would be like a big niche. But I went on her page and she had like 3 packs of banner templates. And that's how some of mine are. I only have one that's like a single banner template right now, which is my best seller as of today. But she was selling like 3 packs of banner templates. And this 4th of July one, I went through her sales and she had already sold like 20 of them. And this was like the week before 4th of July. So I was like, well, I'm not going to sell 4th of July banners because that's probably already, but like if I have time in the off season, maybe I'll go back to that and set myself up for next year. However, she had sold so many and I was like, oh my God, I was just adding up and I don't remember exactly what her price was, but for example, if they're $10 and she sold 20 of them, I was like, that's $200. That's crazy. And sure, Etsy takes fees, so she probably got, I would say at least $150 from that 200. So it's like, that's awesome. And I was like, that's a dream. If I can make an extra $200 a month with this, I would be so happy with that. That's basically what I make from Amazon influencers. So it's like, that would be so cool. And even if I can scale it even higher, then even better. So I actually started selling like mid-July. I started posting my banner templates, and I should have looked up actually how long, because I don't know exactly the day that I like made this listing, but I want to say it took like less than 2 weeks to make my first banner template sale. And it was for my summer banner template, which I kind of just made that one for fun because I was like, I don't know how many people would buy this. Like, so that was a banner template 3 pack. And I just didn't think that that one would be like a big seller because I made some back to school ones and those were like popping off. And so I just didn't really expect, I just kind of made that because it was fun and I just wanted to have like more listings. But I didn't expect that one to be my first sale. But so I made basically that one I was selling for $10. I sell my 3 packs for $10. And so I think I've sold 2 of those, and I've sold maybe 2 or 3 of the back to school templates. And I made 2 other back to school templates, and they didn't sell. They were like square banners, and one was like a door banner for like a teacher to use. And they didn't sell, which is kind of weird. But maybe I'll just keep them, and then next year we'll see if they gain popularity. I ended up taking those templates. Let's see, I have, I think, I have 6 listings up right now of just digital products, but one of those digital products is a one that I have to do something for, and that's a custom banner mockup. So that's like, you can tell me what your theme is for your party, and then I'll make the mockup and then send you basically the image so you can project it at home. Or I even advertise it as like, you can put that on your TV during your party or whatever if you're not interested in actually painting the banner. So that I've sold one of, actually, which was fun. It was a Maeve celebrates her first lap or something like that. It was like a horse track theme. So that was fun. And I ended up selling that one. I was so excited to to do like a custom banner template just because I was like, this is my dream. When I first started looking into this, I was like, this is literally my dream. So selling my single floral banner template, which I'll put here so you can see, selling that one that's my best seller right now. And I've still made like under $100, I think, total from my digital product sales. But I'm hoping to keep scaling and keep making more banner templates. And then I also might get into like kids' birthday party invites. And I noticed that there might be a gap between the the invitation templates that don't use Canva Pro. Because I have Pro, you actually have to have Pro to be able to like to be able to do the template, get the template link to even be able to sell templates. And I just can't function without Canva Pro. But I thought that there's a gap between some of the template sellers that use elements that are pro. And if you are a person that doesn't have Canva Pro and you download that, you can still see that stuff, but it'll put like hash marks over top of the pro elements. And so like this other seller that I saw, she did that and said like, oh, you can replace the pro elements with free ones. But that's annoying. And so I feel like I could sell the same thing and it would take me a little bit longer to make it a free version because there's not as much nice stuff on the free version as the pro version. But then, because I think a lot of people are using these invites and just texting them to people. So if you want to just use it as a digital invitation, then you're going to have to change that stuff. Because if you're getting it printed, then, well, I would say it's whatever, but it's not because they're still going to have those hash marks on it. But it's not worth it for these people to get pro because if they got pro, they would probably just make the template their own, like make it on their own and not buy it from you. So I think that might be a gap. So I made a whole list of, I love making lists. They're so just like fun. But I made a whole list of like all these different common banner themes, and not even banner themes, but like first birthday party themes and like ones that could be extended to like second, third, fourth birthday themes. And I thought that I could make single banner templates for those. Some of them are big enough themes that I could make like a pack of them. So maybe a banner painter would actually buy the pack to like be able to advertise those to their customers. And then I could do that, and then I could do matching invitations for each of those like banner themes or first birthday themes. So I made a whole list of literally like 20 different themes that I could do. So I would like to try to do that over the winter time when my full-time job slows down a little bit and I have some more time on my hands. I would like to do that. I'm thinking about doing a challenge to try to post maybe like 30 listings in 30 days and see how much my Etsy like grows, or how many more sales, or how many sales I make like the month after that. I could do that in November and maybe January, I was thinking. So that's what's on the docket for creating these other digital downloads, and maybe I'll grow a digital template, digital download, digital product empire. And you will get to say that you knew me from the beginning when I only had under $100 in sales. So subscribe, stay tuned on my banner, side hustle, digital product journey, and I'll see you in the next video.